Have you ever stopped to wonder, can something as simple as walking actually be harmful for some older adults? It may surprise you, but the answer is yes. While staying active is one of the best things we can do for our bodies as we age, walking too much or walking in the wrong way can actually cause harm for some seniors. In fact, doctors say that for certain older adults, too much walking can make health problems worse, increase the risk of falling, and put unnecessary strain on the heart, joints, and muscles. You see, not all seniors need the same amount of movement. What helps one person feel strong and energetic might leave another feeling dizzy, weak, or in pain. So in today's video, we're going to talk about 5 specific groups of older adults who may need to limit their walking and choose safer ways to stay active. And don't worry, we'll also share smart tips on how to protect your health without giving up movement completely. Stick around until the end. You might discover something that could help you or someone you love avoid a serious health scare. Segment 1. Seniors with blood pressure problems. Let's begin with the first group, seniors who have unstable blood pressure. For many older adults, keeping blood pressure steady is very important. But some people experience sudden spikes or drops in blood pressure, especially when they stand up or move around too quickly. This is known as orthostatic hypotension, and it can be dangerous. Imagine going out for your regular walk, feeling fine. Then suddenly your vision blurs, your knees feel weak, and before you know it, you're on the ground. That's exactly what happened to Eleanor, age 82. She had always been active and enjoyed walking, but she sometimes felt dizzy when getting up quickly. She thought it was just part of aging. One morning, just 10 minutes into her walk, she fainted and fell hard. She fractured her wrist and ended up in the hospital. Her doctor explained that her body wasn't regulating blood pressure properly. From then on, she had to walk with a cane, take breaks, stay hydrated, and monitor her blood pressure regularly. The lesson here? If you or a loved one often feels dizzy, weak, or lightheaded while walking, pay attention. Walking is good, but it must be done carefully. Using support, drinking enough water, and doing gentler exercises like stretching or chair movements may be much safer. Segment 2. Seniors with heart conditions. Next, let's talk about older adults with heart problems. Walking is a great heart exercise for many, but if someone has heart failure, arrhythmias, or chest pain from angina, too much walking can overload the heart. Every step makes the heart work harder, and for a weak heart, even a short walk might be too much. Let me tell you about Edward, a 79-year-old who had mild heart disease. He loved his morning walks, but slowly, he began feeling tired, short of breath, and even lightheaded after walking. He ignored the signs, thinking he just needed to build stamina. One day, he felt tightness in his chest during a walk and collapsed. Thankfully, he was rushed to the hospital. His heart couldn't handle the strain anymore. Now, he follows a doctor-approved plan: short walks, light strength training, and rest days. He's still active, but safely. So if you or someone close to you has heart issues, listen to your body. If walking leaves you gasping for air, feeling dizzy, or with chest discomfort, stop and talk to your doctor. Walking should energize you, not exhaust or scare you. Segment 3. Seniors recovering from surgery or injury group. 3. Older adults healing from surgery or an injury. Whether it's a hip replacement, a knee surgery, or even a sprained ankle, your body needs time to heal. Walking too much too soon can slow recovery or even cause new injuries. Let's look at Margaret's story. She's 75 and had knee replacement surgery. Her doctor told her to go slow, take short walks, and avoid stairs. But Margaret didn't want to feel lazy, so she pushed herself. She walked longer and faster than advised. At first she thought she was making progress, but her knee swelled up, the pain worsened, and she had to pause therapy for weeks. Her recovery was delayed. Only when she followed a gradual plan, short walks with plenty of rest, did she begin to truly heal. The truth is, walking too much during recovery can lead to swelling, pain, and serious setbacks. So if you're healing, be gentle with yourself. Take it one step at a time. Literally. Segment 4. Seniors with peripheral neuropathy. Now let's talk about seniors with nerve problems in their feet or legs, a condition called peripheral neuropathy. This condition causes tingling, numbness, and pain. It often happens to people with diabetes, and it makes walking risky. Why? Because when your feet go numb, you can't feel the ground properly. You may not notice if you've injured your foot, stepped wrong, or developed a blister. That's what happened to Frank, a 78-year-old man with diabetic neuropathy. He walked daily, but one day after a long walk, he noticed a blister on his foot. The problem? He had walked on it for hours without feeling it. It got infected and required weeks of treatment. Now, Frank wears special shoes, checks his feet daily, and walks shorter distances on smooth paths. And he's safer because of it. If you or a loved one has foot numbness or nerve issues, walking must be done with caution. Good shoes, safe surfaces, and regular foot checks are essential. And for some, exercises like water aerobics or seated workouts may be better options. Segment 5. Seniors with severe arthritis. Finally, let's talk about older adults with arthritis, especially in the knees, hips, or ankles. Many people with arthritis believe walking will help loosen their joints, and sometimes it does. But too much walking, especially on hard ground, can actually make arthritis worse. Every step adds pressure on already inflamed joints. Robert, 81, loved his daily walks. But over time, his knees became sore and swollen. Instead of resting, he kept pushing himself, thinking the pain was just part of the process. Eventually, the pain became so severe, he could barely climb stairs. His doctor explained that long walks were wearing down the remaining cartilage in his knees. What Robert needed was gentle, low-impact movement, like swimming or cycling, to stay active without damaging his joints. So if you feel worse after walking, not better, it's a sign to slow down. There are so many ways to stay fit without causing joint pain. Segment 6. Seniors living with balance issues or frequent falls. Let's move on to another group of seniors who may need to rethink how much and where they walk. Those who struggle with balance or have had frequent falls. As we age, our sense of balance can naturally weaken. Muscles get weaker, reflexes slow down, and vision changes. These all affect how steady we feel on our feet. For some older adults, even small, uneven surfaces can become dangerous. Now imagine walking down the street when suddenly your foot catches on a small crack in the sidewalk. You try to regain your balance, but your legs can't react quickly enough, and you fall. This is exactly what happened to Nancy, age 84. She had always enjoyed her evening walks, but over the past year, she had tripped more than once. Then one day she fell hard and fractured her hip. That fall changed her daily life completely. She went from walking freely to needing assistance with nearly everything. Her physical therapist explained that her balance was getting weaker, and outdoor walks, especially on rough or crowded surfaces, were no longer safe. Instead, she began doing balance-focused exercises indoors and practiced short walks with a walker. The lesson here is simple. If you've had a fall recently, feel wobbly while walking, or rely on furniture for support at home, it may be time to adjust your activity routine. Walking is still important, but it should be done safely. Try walking indoors, in familiar spaces with handrails, or switch to exercises like Tai Chi or chair yoga, which help improve balance without risking a fall. Even better, see a physical therapist. They can create a balanced training plan just for you, because when it comes to falls, one moment can change everything. So prevention is key. Segment 7. Seniors living with breathing difficulties or lung conditions. Now let's talk about another important group: older adults who live with lung conditions or breathing difficulties. If you have something like COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, or any breathing disorder, walking for too long or too fast can leave you gasping for air. For some, even walking across the room can feel like climbing a mountain. Harold, age 77, had COPD for several years. He loved walking his dog every morning. But lately he noticed that he was getting winded just going around the block. At first he brushed it off. He told himself he was just out of shape. But one morning, after a short walk, he couldn't catch his breath. He had to sit down on the sidewalk and wait for help. His doctor explained that his lungs were not getting enough oxygen during exertion. Walking was putting too much stress on his lungs and heart. Harold was devastated at first, but soon he learned that there were better ways to stay active without overworking his lungs. Now he does seated exercises indoors, practices pursed lip breathing, and uses a rollator walker with a seat, so he can take breaks during short walks. If you or someone you love has trouble breathing during activity, it's crucial to stop and get medical advice. Pushing through breathlessness can be very dangerous. Instead, try breathing exercises, slow-paced routines, and avoid walking outdoors on days with poor air quality, extreme heat, or cold. Your lungs matter, and they need care, just like any other part of your body. Segment 8. Seniors, dealing with extreme fatigue or chronic illness. And finally, we come to a group that often goes unnoticed: seniors who live with extreme fatigue or chronic illness. Fatigue isn't just being tired. It's when your body feels like it's running on empty, even after resting. It can come from conditions like cancer, autoimmune diseases, long COVID, kidney failure, or other chronic health issues. Joan, age 80, lived with chronic fatigue syndrome. She used to walk every morning to feel energized, but one day, halfway through her usual route, her legs gave out. She felt shaky, confused, and barely made it back to her house. She had overexerted herself, and her body couldn't recover for days. let's take a moment to reflect. Today, we looked at 5 groups of older adults who should be cautious about walking too much. Those with unstable blood pressure, people with heart conditions, anyone healing from surgery or injury, seniors with peripheral neuropathy, and those living with severe arthritis. If you or someone you care about falls into one of these groups, the answer isn't to stop moving, it's to move wisely. Shorter walks, using support, choosing gentler activities, or following a doctor's plan can make all the difference. Your body is talking to you. Listen to it. Healthy aging isn't about pushing through pain. It's about adjusting with love, patience, and care. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, leave a comment below. Tell us what you learned and how you plan to stay active safely. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Because every step toward safer movement is a step toward a longer, healthier life.